Yo, what's up guys? Michael Anthony here. We are headed out to do some hunting. It is Monday, September 26th, I believe. And I'm back in Pittsburgh and I'm headed out to some local public land. It's pretty heavily pressured public land, but it's not far from home. And I'm getting out for just a couple hours this evening. And I'm going to be using my saddle for the first time. So I'm just excited to get the saddle out, use that for the first time, and hopefully see something. I don't have any doe tags for this area yet. I sent them in late. They haven't come back yet. So the only thing I'm going to be able to shoot is a buck. So we'll see what happens. Let's get going here. Got some city traffic, which always sucks, but we're going to get out. All right, see you in a moment. All right guys, I just got geared up. A little bit of raindrops coming down. There was a chance of rain. It's in the mid 60s, and we're gonna hike in here. So I got my gear all set up. Got my bow, Bear Carnage. Love this bow, I've had it forever. Got my saddle in there. I'm using 2 sticks. I got the Cruzr, the Archon saddle set up. And I'm also going to be using strap-on steps from Bullman Outdoors. So 2 of these. I think I got 5 of the strap-on steps. So I should be able to get up pretty high. But all right, let's get to it. All right, so that was pretty funny. I'm hiking in about this steep-ass ridge. I'm coming in from the east because there is a west-southwest wind. So the wind's in my face. And this is a really steep hike straight up this hill. So on public land, I always try to do what other people are not going to do. I always think outside the box. I throw most dogma out the window, except for things like wind, you know, paying attention to the wind. I think that's vital. But oh wow, well, that's funny. I just spotted a tree stand. There's nobody in it. That's good. There is a tree stand about 50 yards from me over there. Like I said, this is heavily pressured public land. He's in a good spot. He's on the point of this bench up here, which is where I'm headed. I was actually going to head behind the camera here further away, so I don't think he'll be in here tonight. There's nobody else in the parking lot, but it was kind of funny. There was one other vehicle, and just as I was finishing gearing up, I could hear like a woman and kids coming down the trail. So keep in mind, this is public land. There's hiking trails. Lots of pressure from humans, from hunters, from birders and hikers and all sorts of stuff. And so I kind of wanted to get in here real quick before they saw me. Not for any particular reason, but you know, I just like to be discreet about what I'm up to, right? Obviously this is legal hunting ground. But I'm just kind of funny like that. So I got my shit on real quick and I was like hiking in, and it literally was into the woods just as they were breaking out from the trailhead, headed to their vehicle, and they didn't see me or anything, but it was kind of funny. It's like when you're a kid and you're running up the steps and you like act like somebody's behind you and you go get all scared and run up the steps. That's kind of how I felt. But I'm going to get up in here. I'm not far from the parking area. I'm heading up straight up this really steep ridge. There's a lot of oaks up here. So we're thinking acorns. I'm going to get situated for a good west wind. I'm going to see how this saddle does. But there's some really big mature oaks. So there is acorns. I can see some on the ground here. And that's how we're going to set up for the night. So let's get up in a tree. Looks like somebody lost their seat. It looks pretty old, but I'm kind of in the general area where I wanted to get a setup going. So I might actually hike up a little higher and go from there. So let's see what we can get into here. All right, so I'm near the top of the ridge. I decided to come all the way up. It was quite the hike. I'm pretty sweaty. But there's just huge oaks up here. You can see a lot of acorns that have been eaten up on the ground, some fresh ones as well, and something just busted up and ran. And this is right where I was planning on hunting. So I didn't see it. It didn't snort, but it sounded like a deer running. So the wind is coming right in my face this way. I'm going to pick one of these trees and get up there. I think I found one right here. I'm going to get up and watch this section in front of me with the wind in my face. We got a really steep drop back here, so I'm hoping the deer come around the corner of that point and work their way through there, because that's right where that movement was that I heard. So let's get geared up and try out this saddle. Okay, so I got the saddle all rigged up. Definitely making some first timer errors here, but it's no big deal. Got through it pretty quickly. I put the saddle on backwards basically at first. I couldn't get it hooked up properly, and I realized it was basically inside out. I got everything ready to go. Got my stand here, my platform just hanging off the back of me here. I got my bow on my book bag. I put the first 2 sticks up, the lone wolf sticks, and then I'm going to use, and that's probably 8-9 feet high, and I'm going to use, I got 4 or 5 of these strap-on steps from Bullman Outdoors here. Nylon straps, should be quick and easy. First time I'm using them, and I used other types in the past and they worked great, so that's why I'm opting for them. They're lightweight, quiet. So we're going to see if we can get, 15 to 20 feet high, and that should be good. And let's see how it goes. I'll keep the camera running so you can get my perspective. It's my first time doing it, so might make a few mistakes, and we'll just correct as we go. All right, up here, keep it out of the way while I'm climbing. I do need to get my lineman's belt going. So I got my lineman's belt here. Okay. All right, looks good. All right, let's go. Tighten this up a little bit. Okay. One thing I just learned is that it would be much easier to use one of those, to use something different than a Prusik, because I can't really operate it 2 hands to tighten it up. You see what I mean? I gotta kind of do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to, so that's gonna be important. Using just the Prusik, so I can't tighten it up with one hand, right? I guess I can go like that, but all right, let's keep going. So we'll put that in the memory bank for later. Let's get this tag in so it's not waving around in the wind. So that's why it's good to test your gear out like this and get acclimated. You know, you don't want to be in the middle of the rut or on some sort of awesome hunt somewhere and you're screwing around the first time using your gear. And that's not just for saddles, that's for anything. Okay, so everything's looking good here. So we're gonna go ahead and get out the first step, the first strap-on step. So we got these strap-on steps here. So I got them camo tape. They're aluminum, nice and lightweight, but I like these. I used to use plastic ones from Ameristep like 20 years ago, and then they just kind of disappeared, and companies weren't making them anymore. I couldn't find them. And then I just found these, and I guess there's all sorts of companies making them now. So let's go ahead and get up a little higher. Okay. So, got some maple leaves in my face here. Just gonna kind of snap some of these branches out of the way. And so I'm just gonna go about knee height. So let's get this. So this is where I'm gonna be watching. There's a nice little pinch point here. That's where I'm hoping some deer will come out, or from behind me coming through the same general area. So just trying to get up here nice and safely, safe and sound. So there's a little bit of movement on these, so you just gotta be careful, you know. Let's keep going. Yeah, and there's not a whole lot of gripping, or I should say not gripping, there's not a whole lot of stability on that step, and it's very short. See, it's not, so if you got big clunky boots on, these boots are actually my hiking boots. My hunting boots are a little wet still, and I didn't get a chance to pull the boot dryer out. So what I'm saying here is, if you got like big rubber boots on, these steps are not going to work that great unless you got small feet. I wear like around 11, 10 and a half, 11, and it's a little less than I would like it. It's a little less than even a screw-in step. I'm probably around the 15-foot mark now. Probably would have been easier just to do the sticks, use all the sticks first, and then it would have taken less time for sure, and then maybe just have a couple of these strap-on steps. That's probably what I'll do in the future. So you could just see, as I'm getting acclimated with how I'm going to do this, I'm just kind of taking mental notes of exactly what changes I'm going to make, you know, stuff like that. So I want to grab my platform here. Okay, here we go. It's a little loud. I might have to tape this up. Look how bright this thing is. Let's go ahead and get this up. I'm going to plan on putting this kind of right in here, I believe would be the best bet. Actually, I want to be able to tighten this right here. There we go. That's nice and tight there. All right. Yeah, gotta make sure you flip that up, just like when you're hanging a lock on, and tighten it and then push it down, and it tightens up. So I'm just gonna kind of tie the tag off here. All right, that's good to go. So let's go ahead and get another step up. Get on the platform. All right, look at that. We finally got up there. All right. All right. Finally could take a break here for a second. Holy moly. All right, so I gotta get the bridge ready. So, next order of business would be the tether. Alright. So, I think probably right about there. I'm right around nose level here. And now I'm going to come in. And get my tether hooked up here. All right, here we go. Probably right up in there. Oh man, that feels good to take a break. So I'm gonna have to make some adjustments. Again, this is my first time in here, so we want to make sure that's locked. My tether I had about eyebrow height. I might be pretty close here, but we're gonna see. So what I'm gonna do is, there's a couple things I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna disconnect. So we got the tether here. So I disconnected my my lineman's rope. But what I'm gonna do, I'm all about redundancy. I think redundancy is important when it comes to safety. I know some people disagree with me, whatever. I'm going to double up on my bridge. Okay. So I got this extra loop here. So now I have some redundancy to the bridge, okay? This one's a little bit looser than this one. Still got full range of motion here to move. Yeah, I'm liking it. Just got to get used to it. Now, I got to get my book bag off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this extra step with my book bag so I can hang my book bag right away. So that will come in handy for sure. So this has taken me a while to get up, being my first time. I mean, we're definitely surpassed 20 minutes. Obviously, once you get used to it, it'll become like second nature. Be able to quickly get up and down the tree. Plus, I have too much gear in my book bag. I just have a lot of gear from the weekend that I didn't take out. And okay. So I'm just gonna hang my book bag there for now. I'll get this tag end covered up here. I'm just getting used to sitting back in this. It's kind of freaky at first when you're not used to this, right? I'm used to a regular tree stand. Now, the other thing I was going to show you. Now, I feel pretty confident. I'm feeling a lot safer just being on this stand and, you know, the last 10 minutes or so and using it. Okay, so let me just show you what I got going on here. So is this overkill? Some people might say it is. You know, trust your gear, whatever. I don't. I don't trust my gear at all because things happen, you know? I know this stuff is good stuff. I don't think anything would happen, but why just not take extra precaution? This extra little bit of rope ain't weighing me that much, but you can see right here, I'm just gonna hook in. All right, I'm gonna slide this down a little bit lower. I don't want it clanking with that one. Now, I have a nice backup here. All right. Here, barred owl. I don't know if you can hear the barred owl. Yeah, the barred owls are going crazy. There's also some big engine running down. There's a little business further down that road. All right, so now we have, look at this. I have redundancy with my bridge, 2 bridges, 2 different clips here, right? This bridge is attached to the harness. This bridge is attached to my lineman's loop there, right? And then I got this extra tether. It's not getting in the way, it's not going to clang each other, so I got this a little lower as a backup. And now I just kind of tuck these away, right? Because we don't need this swinging around. So I'm just going to kind of tuck that away there. Tuck this one away here. All right. So now I'm feeling good. This is pretty awesome. I'm actually thinking I might feel a little more comfortable. Let's see how this is pretty awesome. So let's get the rest of our stuff going. Yeah, I got way too much gear in here. This is still recording, so I'm gonna get my mask on, get my bow hung up, and then we're gonna hunt. So thanks for watching so far. I know it's a long, in-depth process, but maybe you pick up a few things from what I'm doing, right? Everyone's gonna find their own unique way. Just do it safe. Be patient with your gear when you're getting up there. Make sure to test it out before you get out on any serious hunts. I'm gonna tuck this end rope into one of my pouches here, so I'll be right back with you. All right, guys, we're officially hunting. I'm pretty comfortable. This feels nice, and I feel extra secure knowing I got 2 bridges, 2 lineman belts. I got my bow hanging here, and look at this cover behind me. So we got a main trail that comes in right through here. So I got shots there. There's trails up in there. There's a point here. There's some down trees. So they'll either funnel around this way or around the trees this way. So I'm hoping they don't come up that way because the wind, well, actually the wind's kind of blowing this way. So even if they came that way, it'd be okay. So yeah, let's see what can happen. See my gear here. Looks pretty good. Alright guys, don't know how well you can see me. It's almost quitting time. There's actually probably a good half hour left, but the canopy in here is so dark that I may only have another 5 or 10 minutes. And it's starting to pour rain, and it's getting good. Alright guys, so the battery died. I just put a new one in. We got a downpour. There's only about 20 minutes of legal shooting light left. It actually got quite dark with the storms that are rolling in. So I'm gonna start getting down now. It's really windy. I'm not expecting to see anything until dark. So I'm just gonna take my time because I don't even know if I brought a flashlight. I was so excited to get out. I can't remember if there's one in my pack, but I think I took it out at the cabin. So hope you enjoyed the video, at least seeing my first time, my perspective of what it's like to use the saddle and kind of some of the things I ran into, some of the safety features I use, some of the redundancy I'm using for safety and things like that. And I'm gonna get out of here before it starts thundering and lightning because the wind is going crazy. We got a downpour and I'm getting wet. So, all right guys, so I'm back at the truck. I'm actually headed out here, and I just wanted to close out the video with a couple notes on my first experience using the saddle. First of all, I love it. It's awesome. It's definitely comfortable. I'm going to definitely bring in knee pads next time. I think that will help improve the comfort factor, so I'm not moving around as much. It's incredibly quiet. I mean, you could slowly kind of adjust and move, and there's zero noise. That's really nice. The mobility is obviously there. You have all sorts of different angles and shooting angles and stuff like that, and it's quiet. Some things I'm going to do differently for sure coming in next time. I'm going to put on the saddle at the truck. Definitely. I had the whole saddle in my backpack, and it actually felt heavier carrying all my gear in the backpack than it did wearing it out, because I had it around my hips and then I had my backpack up on my back, so the weight was spread more evenly. So definitely going to do that. In fact, I'm aiming at not even bringing the backpack next time. I have a little fanny pouch that I think I'm going to bring, and that'll be easy to just kind of wear in, so that'll cut down on a lot of the weight and the gear. So I'm definitely going to do that for sure. I'm going to try to, you know, get rid of that book bag, so I'm not messing with that at all. I'm going to definitely bring in all 4 climbing sticks next time. It just took a little bit longer using those strap-on steps, which I do like. I did like them after I used them going up and down. They also are nice as a gear holder. You can put multiple steps on a single strap and have a nice gear holder, or have a couple extra steps near the platform, so you could actually step off of the platform and have additional angles, you know, like 360 degrees pretty much. So what I'm going to do is bring in my climbing sticks, because you have 3 steps to a stick. So for one strap on that stick, you're getting 3 steps. So it's going to be much quicker to just use the 4 sticks, and then maybe just have a couple of those steps for whatever, right? For gear hanging, for an extra couple feet of height if you need it. But I should be able to get about 18 feet high with just 4 sticks alone. So what else? I need to definitely do something about the lineman's belt, being able to adjust it on the fly with one hand while you're going up and down the tree. That Prusik knot, you can't just adjust it with one hand really, or even quickly at all. That was kind of a pain, so I think I'm gonna have to get one of the ascender devices or something like that. I do have a lineman's belt that you can adjust with one hand, but it's not rope. It's like a big, I don't know, 2.5 inch strap, nylon strap, and I don't think I'm going to use that, although it would work well. And the reason being is because I use my lineman's belt as a second bridge to just for safety purposes when I'm done using it for climbing. And I want to be able to have that rope because it freely moves through the caliper. So yeah, some things to think about, you know, some things I'm going to do different for sure. That'll cut down on weight, will cut down on time, make me a little more proficient next time around. But overall, I loved it. It was comfortable, and I actually did have the camera running. It took me about 22 minutes from start to finish. This, now keep in mind, this is my very first time. I even put on the the harness inside out, and I had to take that off and redo that. And so just for not being proficient first time around, you know, let's just say 25 minutes to get up there and get set. That's not too bad. So I feel like with time and repetitively doing it, I should be able to cut that down to less than 20 minutes. You know, maybe 15 minutes would be a good goal to aim for. Now, I'm not looking for speed, of course, but you know, the more time you're spending hunting and not climbing and screwing around, the, you know, more chances you have at a big old buckaroo coming in. So, what else? Well, there's a car getting ready to pull out. Jesus. All right, so what you missed is some lady just pulled right out in front of me. I'm going like 40 miles an hour, and she just pulls straight out in front of me. Unbelievable. You got to drive defensively. Okay, anyway, that's all I got. So with the redundancy and the safety, I double up on the bridge, I double up on the tether, and I feel much more confident doing that. right? I feel like my gear will be fine, but I feel much more confident having that. If something happens to that bridge or that tether, I got redundancy there. It'll be fine. So all you need to do, man, I don't know if it's a full moon or something. People are just driving crazy here. All you need to do is bring one extra lineman's rope, because I'm using the lineman's rope that I already have, that I'm using to climb the tree. Usually guys are putting that in the way. Why not just thread it through as a secondary bridge, just to back your bridge up? It doesn't get in the way. It's not, you know, doesn't cause any issues. And then I just have a second extra lineman's rope that doesn't weigh that much at all, that I pull out, I thread that up as a tether, and now I got 2 tethers. So just some food for thought. But hey, it's up to you. You know, you probably get different insight from all these different videos you're gonna watch. Everyone has their own techniques and things they're doing. So yeah, there'll be more videos to come. So hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you later.